If Instagram shut down tomorrow, how many of your followers could you actually reach? If you're building a business, a personal brand, or you're a creator planning to sell anything, that number should never be 0. Hey guys, welcome back to Level Up with Keeks, and in today's video, I'm going to show you how to start email marketing for your business step by step using a free tool called Brevo. If you're a creator, service provider, or small business and you've been putting off email marketing because it feels too techy or overwhelming, stay with me. By the end of this, you guys will have your account set up, your first list created, a sign-up form people can actually use, your first email designed, and a simple automation running in the background. All of that in one sitting, I promise. Quick note before we dive in, I get told that I'm a fast yapper, so if at any point I'm moving too fast, you can change the playback speed on YouTube using this little gear icon over here. And I'll also have the timestamp so you can jump to the parts that you care about, like forms, email designs, or automations. Okay. Let's get into it. Before I show you any buttons to click, I want you to actually understand why this matters. Creators and small business owners spend years building audiences on social media, and I'm including myself here. It's taken me about 2 years to grow my YouTube channel to around 1,300 subscribers, and I'm so grateful for everyone that's here, but only a tiny percent of that audience actually sees each post. Here's the reality. On Instagram or TikTok, maybe 5 to 10% of your audience even sees your content. With email, anywhere from 80 to 95% of your subscribers receive your email in their inbox. This doesn't mean that they're all opening or clicking, but you're not fighting an algorithm. You're sending messages directly to the people who asked to hear from you. Email gives you 3 things that social can't. 1 is ownership. Your account can't be taken away, shadow banned, or deprioritized in a feed. 2 is reliability. Email is built for consistent delivery, not trends. And number 3 is better conversions. Email almost always converts higher than social when it comes to selling digital products, services, templates, coaching, anything. Now, a quick example because I love numbers. Let's say you launch a $29 digital product. If you have 1,000 followers on Instagram, maybe 80 to 100 people see your story about it. If you have 1,000 email subscribers, around 800 to 900 of them receive your offer in their inbox. And even if only 1 to 3% of those email subscribers buy, that's 10 to 30 sales versus maybe 1 or 2 random social sales. So you should think of email like your home base and social media like the rentals that you're using to get people there. If that makes sense to you guys, comment home base below so I know you're with me. Here's what I'll be walking you through today step by step. Today, we're going to be creating your Brevo account using the free plan. You'll get a quick tour of the dashboard so you're not intimidated. You'll be creating your first email list, building a sign-up form so people can join your list, designing your first email, and setting up a simple welcome automation. Everything is beginner friendly, so even if you've never used email marketing before, you should be able to follow along. Also, a quick shout out to Brevo for sponsoring today's video. I've been testing out different email tools as I've been rebuilding my systems, and Brevo stood out to me because it's clean, beginner friendly, and the free plan actually gives you enough to get started without feeling like you're constantly being upsold. You can create forms, send newsletters, manage your contacts, and set up simple automations all in one place instead of juggling 4 different apps. If you guys want to follow along in real time, use the link at the top of my description to sign up. And if you decide to upgrade later, you can use my code Keeks to get 50% off for the first 3 months. Okay, let's set this up together. Step 1, let's sign up and choose a plan. So first, you're going to click the link in my description. That will take you directly to Brevo's sign up page. In the top right corner, click sign up for free. Enter your details, name, email, password, and follow the prompts to confirm your email and phone number. Brevo will then ask you a couple questions about your business and what you plan to use email for. Just answer those questions honestly. They're mainly for setup and recommendations. When you're asked to choose a plan, select free plan for now. You can always upgrade later when your list grows, but the free plan is more than enough to build your list, send campaigns, and try out basic automations. Once that's done, you're going to land on your Brevo dashboard. Now, when you log in, you're going to see a navigation bar on the left-hand side. The main areas you'll use as a beginner are contacts. This is your audience. Every subscriber lives here. Campaigns. This is where you design and send email campaigns to your list. Automations. This is where you set up things that run on autopilot, like welcome sequences. There are other sections like deals, meetings, etc., which are great if you're using Brevo as a full CRM, but if you're a creator or small business just starting out, you can ignore those for now. We're keeping it extra simple today. At the top, you'll see your plan usage and a help button. If you ever get stuck, you can access the help center, documentation, and support from there. You don't have to memorize any of this right now. I just want you to see that it's not as scary as it looks, and the user interface is actually quite user-friendly. Now let's create a home for your subscribers. On the left, click Contacts, then click Lists and choose Create a List. Give your list a name that makes sense for what you're doing. For example, 2025 newsletter, freebie signups. For me, I might put something like Level Up with Keeks community. You get the point. You can create more lists later as your business grows, but for now, one good and clear list is more than enough. Right now, you'll see that mine is empty, but this is where everyone who joins through your forms are going to be stored. Now, if you already have a small list of emails sitting in a spreadsheet or another platform, you don't have to start from zero. Brevo lets you import contacts. By simply going to Contacts and Import Contacts, you can upload a file like a CSV or paste data in. Brevo will ask you to map each column like email, first name, etc. so it knows exactly what data is what. And if you're totally brand new and don't have any emails, then you can just skip this part for now. I just wanted to make sure you guys know that the option is there. For example, with myself, I have a Stand Store. I have been collecting emails through Stand Store, so I'm able to take that CSV list and import it directly and cleanly into Brevo. Super easy. So now we need a way for people to actually join your list. That's where a sign up form comes in. On the left, click email marketing, then find forms and click create subscription form. Brevo has a drag and drop builder, which means you don't have to write any code. What you see is what you get. You get to drag and drop things into place. And for a simple creator or small business setup, you only really need the first name and email address. Make sure your consent text is clear. You want people to know what they're signing up for. Something like, by signing up, you'll receive weekly emails with tips, resources, and occasional offers. You can unsubscribe at any time. That will keep things ethical and helps your deliverability too. Now, this part is one of my favorites because designing your form helps to give that extra touch of you. That extra sprinkle of your vibe, aesthetic, branding. This is where you really get to personalize it and have fun. Now, inside the form builder, you can change fonts, colors, button text, spacing. You can also use your brand colors if you have them. For example, for Level Up with Keeks, I use a pistachio green, espresso, and clean neutrals. For you, you just pick a simple palette that feels aligned. Clear. A quick tip here is that if you have a general idea about what you want your newsletter to be about, then hop into Gemini or ChatGPT, give it your draft copy, and ask it to turn it into a high converting sign up form. This will make sure that the copy is good, it's SEO optimized, it's got all those little tags, and will be worded in such a way that's going to hopefully stay out of the junk email and get into the inboxes of the people that are signing up. Once your form looks good, save it. Brevo will then give you options to embed it on your website, use it as a standalone page, or share it via link. If you don't have a website yet, you can still use the standalone form link in your bio, Linktree, or wherever your audience hangs out. Now, before we send any emails, I want to touch on something that's going to help you with your deliverability. You're going to get better results if you send emails from a professional address, such as hello@yourbrandname.com instead of a free Gmail or Yahoo or Hotmail address. Inside Brevo, there's a section called Senders and Domains where you can actually add and authenticate your domain. That's a bit more advanced, so I won't go into it step by step in this video, but here's the gist. Adding your domain and authenticating it tells inbox providers that yes, this person is legit. It also helps to keep your emails out of spam and junk. If you're just testing things out, start with what you have, but when you're ready to take email seriously as a business channel, take an afternoon to set up a proper domain and authenticate it inside Brevo. It's worth it. All right, now it's time to create your first email campaign. Send your first email. On the left, click Campaigns, and then create an email campaign. Give your campaign a name. This is internal, so your subscribers won't see it. Something like welcome email November 2025, freebie delivery, whatever it is that you're providing. Next, set your sender name and sender email. For sender name, I like something like Kiana, Level Up with Keeks. That way people see a human name and a brand that they recognize. So if you own a small business or a store, it might be the store name, it might be your personal brand name, whatever is the most recognizable thing that if it shows in their inbox, they'll be like, oh yeah, I know this. I like this person. I followed them. I'm going to open this email. Just ensure they're seeing either a human name or a brand name that they'll recognize. Next, you need to choose who you're sending the campaign to. So click Add Recipients and choose the list that we created earlier. If you're just starting out, you probably only have one list, and that's totally fine. As you grow, you can get fancy with segments and tags, but right now we're focusing on one clean, single audience. Next, let's set your subject line and preview text. Your subject line should be clear and specific. For a welcome email, you could use something like, welcome to the Level Up community, or your free X product is here. Brevo also lets you personalize subject lines with the subscriber list name if you collected it, which could look like, welcome Sarah, here's your free resource. Now, preview text is the little line of text that shows up just underneath the subject line in most inboxes. And for your preview text, you should give a short teaser like, here's what to expect. If you don't really know what to do in terms of subject line and preview text, head over to Gemini or ChatGPT, let them know what your sign-up letter or campaign is going to be for, and in about 3 seconds, you'll get some good subject line and preview text options that you can input into this template. Once you have your text input, it's time to design your email. Click Start Designing, and Brevo will show you a library of layouts and templates. If this is your first time, I recommend going into the Layouts or Template gallery, picking something clean and simple and not overly busy. And before you go wild with your design, make sure you've set up your brand so you can add your logo, choose your brand colors, set your main heading and layout fonts, add your social links to the footer, and Brevo will then use these to style your email so that everything feels cohesive. When you're editing the email, pay attention to desktop versus mobile view because most people read on their phone, so make sure to click the mobile preview and make sure the text isn't too tiny, the buttons are easy to tap, and that everything is formatted correctly. Now, in terms of structure, a good basic email has a clear headline, a short paragraph, and one main call to action here, but don't feel pressured to write an essay. Short, clear, and consistent wins here. Most people don't really like reading newsletter style emails unless they know that's what they're signing up for. So keep it short and sweet, tell them a little bit about yourself, and create that connection that's going to make them want to stay subscribed and keep in touch with what you've got going on. Now, before you move on, make sure you scroll to the bottom of the email and check your footer. To conduct a little compliance check, make sure you have an unsubscribe link and your business name and any required info such as mailing address, depending on what state or province that you're in. This isn't just a nice to have, it's legally important and builds trust with subscribers. People are more likely to sign up if they know that they can also easily leave. Think about it, if you don't have an unsubscribe button, it almost feels like they have got themselves into a trap that they can never escape, and that will be counterproductive to what you're hoping to achieve. Now, you never want to send a campaign to your full list without testing it first. Once you spend time designing, editing text, adding photos, making sure everything aligns with your brand, now it's time to send a test email. In Brevo, you can click preview and test and send a test email to yourself. This way you can open it on your phone and desktop and check for things like, does the subject line look good? Is the preview text readable? Does it make sense? Are all the links working? Is the spacing okay? If anything looks weird, go back into the editor and tweak until you're happy. Now, if you've reached this point, you're pretty much good to go and you could stop at one manual email. But since we're here, let's do something better and set up an automation. Now, if you don't know what an automation is, it's only the best thing ever. Email automations allow you to send targeted emails based on predefined triggers. This eliminates manual sending and it allows you as a business to deliver personal messages at the right time so that you can nurture leads, engage customers, and improve efficiency. Now, the way email automation works is you have triggers, which is an action or event that initiates the email sequence. Conditions. This is where the automation checks if predefined conditions are met before sending the email. Workflows. Multiple emails can be sent in a sequence, like a welcome series for new subscribers or a drip campaign for an email course. And some examples of email automations are welcome emails, which is your most common one, abandoned cart reminders, order confirmations and shipping updates, birthday or anniversary messages, drip campaigns, and re-engagement campaigns. So yeah, this is how you start a real relationship with your audience without having to remember to email every single person individually and manually. On the left, you're going to click automations and create a new workflow. For beginners, I recommend a very simple flow. The trigger will be when someone subscribes to your list or form tag. The action will be to send them your welcome email. If you want to build on this later, you could add a second email a few days later introducing your story, a third email sharing your top 3 videos or blog posts, a soft mention of a product or offer. But to start, one automated welcome email is a huge upgrade from nothing happens after they subscribe. Now, if you're sending a one-off email that's not a part of an automation, go back to your campaign and at the top right, you'll have the options to send now, schedule for later, or sometimes send at the best time depending on your plan. If this is your first ever email, I recommend just sending it when you're ready so that you don't have to overthink it. The point is to start after all. Click send now and congratulations, you've officially sent your first email campaign. After the email sends, you can go to your campaign or report statistics section to see how many people opened, how many people clicked, and if there were any bounces or unsubscribed. Now, don't overanalyze your very first email. Just use this as data and not as judgment. As you send more campaigns, you'll start to notice which subject lines get better opens, what kind of content your subscribers click on, what time of day works better for your audience, and all of this information is going to help you improve over time. Hopefully through this tutorial, you see how easy it is to create your first email campaign and sign up forms. And so that should give you the confidence to know that it's not one and done. You can always go back, tweak your welcome emails, set up more automations, and as you grow your business, grow your eCRM platform to match and help nurture leads throughout any part of their journey. That's it for your beginner-friendly step-by-step setup for starting email marketing with Brevo. Now you created an account, a list, a sign-up form, a branded email, and a simple automation. If you found this video helpful and you want more videos on emails, digital products, systems, systems or behind the scenes of my creator journey, let me know in the comments. And if you want to try Brevo for yourself, don't forget to use the top link in my description to sign up. And if you'd like to upgrade, make sure to use the code Keeks so that you can get 50% off for the first 3 months. And remember, your audience should never only live on social media, so I hope this video inspires you to start building a platform of your own. Please like, comment, subscribe as it really helps, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Love you. Bye.